Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
Okay, 7.
Did you put the new agendas up there? Did you have the town regular one?
Everything?
Okay, it's 7 p.m. I'd like to call the Mchenry Township meeting, the regular meeting together for December 8th. Begin with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen.
And the roll call.
Okay, Supervisor Barlow.
I'm here.
Trustees, Pendenagel.
Here.
Macredo.
Here.
Yeager.
Here.
Adams.
Here.
Shaver, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
All present.
Do we have, I don't see any public comment this evening, so we'll move through 2.0. Section 3, approval of the meeting minutes from the previous meeting. Are there any questions, comments, or changes required there?
There are changes required.
Okay.
Last name Bendenagel is Bindenagel with an I.
E-D-I-N?
Bindenagel.
E-I-N. Okay. Anything else?
8.2,
Okay.
we're talking about expansion, just misspelling of expansion.
Which paragraph under 8.2?
First paragraph,
Oh.
Riverwalk and the expansion of it from Pearl Street. Next paragraph,
Where's this?
Yeah.
I can see.
it's spelled as expansion instead of expansion.
It's on the first page of this one, you said. 8.2, so right, expansion should be expansion. Anything next?
Next paragraph, there are other plan improvements. The O with the backslash needs to be removed.
Okay. Looks like in this copy it was, oh, right here. Oh, that is gone. Okay.
8.1, paragraph 2. Have all received in you packet should be your.
All right, where's this?
8.1, paragraph 2. Supervisor Barlow stated that you, the board, have all received in you packet should be your.
Okay. Any other comments or changes?
Paragraph 9.0, old business. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth paragraph, I'm going to say Trustee Shaver asked if we can just extend the walkaway. I'm assuming it should be walkway. And correct me if I'm wrong.
There, Trustee Shaver asked if we could extend the walkway. Yes, walkway, so that Amy can come out. Up here. So under old business 9.0, there's a. Now you can scroll down to about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th line or 5th. Okay.
And then just more of a comment for board members' comments, the information, I mean, I wasn't at the last meeting, but the detail seems to be vague. I will have to watch the YouTube to know what happened at the meeting.
Well, these comments, when they go on and on, I cannot.
But I wasn't at the meeting, and I'm not able to follow from this what happened at the meeting.
And that's what YouTube is for.
YouTube is not the public record.
It's not gonna
YouTube is
be,
not the official record.
I don't care, it's not gonna be word for word.
Your job is
So-
to document the
If you want
minutes.
something added into there, some information, something.
I want to be able
that
to read the
input,
minutes and know what happened at the meeting.
I'm not gonna do it word for
Table
word, I'm
minutes.
sorry. If there's a mistake in there, I'll make a correction.
I am making a comment that the minutes are
That's,
incomplete.
that's an opinion, not a,
I agree with her opinion totally.
well, you can agree with all you want, but.
Well, we're not gonna
that's-
approve the minutes, is all we're saying.
Well, then fine, don't. I resign, or I leave.
Which is it? Which is it? You resigning or you're leaving?
Here, I'm not gonna take this kind of harassment.
It's
not
not,
harassment.
I
I'm
went through
asking,
this 3 years before, I'm not gonna do it now, so if it's
It's not
gonna
harassing
continue
you.
that harassment, I'm gonna leave right now.
You resigning or leaving?
I'm leaving. You can do the minutes.
Okay. We move on. The last comment was just a comment regarding the vague comments, so that's duly noted. May I get a motion to approve the minutes with changes recommended,
We don't know what changes we made yet.
the ones that she went through?
She was looking for more.
well, I made a comment that I felt that they were incomplete and inconclusive, and I will have to watch a video to get that information. But
So you're asking for additional
I'm
information to be
asking for it to
added?
be clarified so that anybody who picks up the minute meetings knows what actually transpired at the meeting.
My suggestion, just table the minutes to next.
Yep.
Well, let's-
That I will agree with.
So can I get a motion to table the minutes to next month?
I will make a motion to table the minutes until next month.
Second.
Give me 1 second. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Minutes are tabled until next month. Okay, 4.0, motion for approval of receipts and bills for the town fund. Who's got that one to this trip?
I do. Hi. We, the undersigned members of the Mchenry Township Board of Trustees, certify that we have on this day of 8th day of December 2022 examined and audited the amounts due for the items specified in the claims and attached, and hereby authorize payments of the same. Total reimbursements to be approved, 0. Total bills to be approved, $12,732.35. Total bills paid prior to audit, $32,738.64. Total to be approved, $45,470.99. Total receipts, $6,920.78. I make a motion that we approve.
May I get a second on that motion?
I will second.
Michelle? Or trustee Benedetto?
Melissa?
Okay, roll call since we're spending money. I'll start with trustee Benedetto.
Yes.
Trustee McCredo?
Yes.
Supervisor Barlow's a yes. Trustee Yeager?
Yes.
Trustee Shaver?
Yes.
Okay, all yeses, motion passes. Okay, 5.0, motion for approval of receipts and bills for the general road and bridge fund.
We, the undersigned members of the Mchenry Township Board of Trustees, certify that we have this 8th day of December 2022 examined and audited amounts due for the items specified in the claims attached and hereby authorized payments of the same. Total reimbursements to be approved, none. Total bills to be approved, $21,202.16. Total bills paid prior to audit, $9,444.20. Total to be approved, $30,646.36. Total receipts, $69,327.97. To make the motion that we approve the general road and bridge.
May I get a second?
Second.
Trustee Yeager. Roll call since we're spending money again. Let's start with trustee Yeager.
Yes.
Trustee McCredo.
Yes.
Trustee Benedetto.
Yes.
Trustee Shaver.
Yes.
Supervisor Bartlett is yes. All yeses, motion passes. Item 6, motion for approval of receipts and bills for the permanent hard road fund.
We, the undersigned members of the Mchenry Township Board of Trustees, certify that we have this 8th day of December 2022 examined and audited amounts due for the items specified in the claims attached and hereby authorized given in the same. Total reimbursements to be approved, 0. Total bills to be approved, $88,605.72. Total bills paid prior to audit, $24,009.41. Total to be approved, $112,615.13. Total receipts, $27,314.66. Make a motion to approve receipts and bills for permanent hard road fund.
May I get a second?
I'll second.
Trustee Shaver seconded the motion. Since we're spending money once again, I'll do a roll call. I will start with Trustee McCready.
Yes.
Trustee Yeager.
Yes.
Trustee Shaver.
Yes.
Trustee Benedetto.
Yes.
And the supervisor is a yes. All yeses, motion passes to pay permanent hard road. Thank you. Okay, item number 7, fund transfer. There is no fund transfer this evening. And then we will move on to new item or new business. 8.1 is to review the holiday schedule for 2023, discussion and possible action. Really, it's just more informational, let you know what the holiday schedule is for the team next year. There is no requirement for the board to approve that. So you guys will see that, and we'll go forward. 8.2, to review the regular board meeting schedule for 2023, discussion and possible action.
Look good to me.
So that's a motion.
Yes, sir, I make a motion to approve the
Second.
schedule.
Trustee McCredo made a motion. Trustee Yeager seconded the motion to approve the board meeting schedule. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Hearing no opposition, motion passes. The board schedule is set for next year. I put this one on here to discuss any information regarding the Mchenry TIF support. My apologies to the board that I didn't realize they needed that letter so quick. But last week we went ahead and you guys all didn't have any problem with it, so.
I believe the state legislature already passed it.
Yeah, okay, so it's done.
Right.
That one's easy. 8.4, to discuss the trustees' annual meeting seminar.
Best cards I played in a long time.
Not appropriate.
Okay. We'll talk about that later if there's anything interesting that came up. 8.5, to review township bus program. We continue to have increased ridership, and we are looking at ways to make the service better, more efficient. So I'll keep you apprised of the progress that we're making as we move along. So we just continue that the ridership's up. So that's really what I want to make the point, is that we continue to grow. And we sat down this morning and kind of looked at revenue sources and making sure we're on track with the grants and grant tracking and all of that. So we're continuing to move forward. 8.6, to review the EAV and estimated revenue generated. That's this spreadsheet here. I sat down with the assessor for a couple of hours last week and tried to understand how we could get to a number that was requested. To put an actual dollar amount on increased EAV for new construction is impossible at this time. Meaning that the county clerk isn't completed their work into, what do they call those, all the exemptions that are attached to properties, and all of the property tax negotiations, valuations have not been set. So those numbers in which we have are very preliminary. So, and once those numbers are set, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm trying to do a good job here, is that they take that new construction number and they take the existing EAV from the properties there. They'll add that together, then they'll come up with what our percentage is of the greater tax bill. So that's how they determine that. So we're a little bit ahead of being able to put a real number to what revenues will look like until the county's done. That's the bottom
When
line.
we get that worksheet, I think,
They're not doing the worksheet anymore.
Yeah, so.
right, they've eliminated that,
Yes.
but we'll still have the
Yeah, so-
information.
Correct.
Sometime
They'll
in-
do projection, they've stopped doing the projection planning sheet information,
Yes.
which you don't get
Right.
anymore.
Yeah.
But on the website for the assessor, they have what is called an assessor's estimated EAV report by tax district. And so the township and the road district both have this sheet that's out there, and it's updated often. And I mean,
Like all the
often.
time.
So it's a literally moving target, and that moving target is changing based on valuations, based on exemptions, based on TIF increments, and then, so they establish this rate of EAV along, so that's one number, and then the other number is this new construction, which is this piece here that you have, and that's also a number that's being revised all the time. Those two numbers, when you take the EAV less your new construction, creates what is called the denominator number used in creating your limiting rate. And so as your new construction number increases, your limiting rate
Decreases.
so what that does is it affects your denominator number, which then affects your limiting rate number. So again, it's a moving target, but the county does the best they can with keeping up with the information that's changing.
Yeah, I've seen that, it's constant.
Yeah, so, so the latest one I've got from the county, as of today on the website, is November 29th,
Yeah.
which is about a week ago. And then there was, I think, November 15th or something like that. So
Yeah.
it's constantly
I get
changing.
the same, yeah.
Yeah, I found that the other day and been pulling it down and looking at it regularly to keep tabs on it. What I would, in my conversation with the assessor also, is she's more than willing to meet with us, either together or separately, to go over any questions that you may have, or I may have at that point. It probably wouldn't hurt us to set some time aside, maybe right after the holidays, and
It could be during the first budget hearing too.
Yeah.
Budget workshop, I mean.
and kind of have a discussion and get any questions that we might have regarding
Probably a good idea.
the levy.
Well, she has to
And she
have her
can give
budget
us-
request by January 1st.
That'd be a good time to have that discussion.
Okay, so that, I'll make a note for that.
Just an interesting point, just comparatively from so this sheet, this information that you have here, as well as what the EAV is showing for your new construction is about 14 million. Just a note, in 2021, it was 3 million, or 3.5 million. So you've seen almost 3 or 4 times increase.
Right.
Good to see things moving.
Okay, there's any more questions regarding that, the EAV and levy tax, all that, okay? 8.7, to discuss and reinstating the newsletter 2023. I think a recommendation's been made that we discuss that at the budget. I think that becomes a budget topic. But from a consensus standpoint, I'm for it. What media we use and the amount of time that it's going to take to do it is my concern. Obviously, electronically, my ideas would be if we reinstated it, it would be done a little bit differently. One, we would do an electronic format, and I would start with quarterly format, but then I would talk to either Mchenry High School or one of the Johnsburg Hospital's graphic art department, have them print X amount and put them in strategic locations around the township, such as village halls and things of that nature. One, from a cost control standpoint. The second thing that comes out of that is if we're going to do electronic, we need to start figuring out how to start gathering email addresses of our electors. So that's, I don't know if we can buy a list or what, but I know that some of the other towns around here, the police departments have a really good push list that they use with that service they call Nixle.
Well, we have our voters list.
Wait,
but it doesn't have
I appreciate
emails.
this.
isn't the way to set up our
You're right.
website with a sign up for newsletter which captures the email?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
So that,
We can put that out there.
Yep.
and to back up, you were talking about putting it back to the budget, for the budget discussion. Isn't there, would there be information that we would need to gather prior to bringing it to the budget? Because you kind of need to know how much to budget for.
Well,
That's a good point.
I mean, you can't just throw
excellent
a
point.
number.
It is an excellent point, but from where I sit here today, we don't have the manpower or, I don't know, budget dollars and cents wise what it would take, but we don't have the manpower to put together a newsletter in this office. The previous newsletter was all done on the outside by somebody at extremely low cost to nothing.
She was volunteer, wasn't she?
Yeah.
There's a lot of
She was
local
volunteer,
civic
wasn't she?
organizations that use volunteers within the
Yeah.
organizations to put it together, so there's.
Yeah, if we can find somebody that would want to help us with our newsletter, that would be fantastic.
So it's still hard to throw a budget number or dollar amount at it if we don't have any.
I just don't think it's ready for 2023. I think it's a planning year and launch it in 2024.
I would agree with that.
Okay. I don't mean to turn it back to you guys, but yes.
Eric, have you seen the county's letter that basically comes out every week? Same form, you know, their template,
Yeah.
and they just might, or whatever's throwing new info. And
There's several of those.
Yeah. Every week, and it's a good thing. I can keep informed of what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's a cheap way to get around. Just do it
So it's a county
electronically.
newsletter?
Pardon?
It's a county blast that goes out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can forward it to.
Please.
Well, technically I can. Well, technically I can, but you can't
Send me the
respond to
link.
it.
You can if you blind copy it.
Yeah, I can send that. I can send you the Chairman Bueller's newsletter that comes out on a weekly basis.
And it's a great format that, you know, you guys have valuable information that would be awesome for the community.
Yep, don't disagree. We just have to get it figured
Cheap.
out. Yeah. Yeah.
At the same time, we should look at what we're spending on, whoever, I forget what her name is, does our Facebook page and stuff. I mean, I saw the bill at $364, and I do know it's just part of it. I mean, that we briefly discussed that.
It's 188, 186.
Yeah, the total bill is
per
$364, something, I forget what the bill was.
Something like that.
I don't know how much time she's really spending on it, just from, when I go to Facebook, I don't see that many changes, you know?
Yeah, I didn't really see much come up lately.
Yeah, right, so that's my question, the $360 we're spending.
Let me put together some information for you.
Thank you, sir.
I have.
That's another good budget one.
Yeah, we just talked about that this morning.
Oh, okay.
It's another budget.
There's gonna be a
conversation.
lot of things that'll come up at the
Yeah.
the budget
Workshop.
Yeah,
workshops. And then you guys probably should think about how you want to get those started.
yeah, part of that is,
And set
it's us, and I say us as the township, the road assessors and myself, utilizing that asset. And again, there has to be a person assigned, and I've kind of appointed myself. I've been sitting in numerous things. You should start to see senior center, their monthly calendar come out. One that I've asked her to post bi-weekly over the winter months is the emergency weather watch and shelter, so you should start seeing that. So again, the reason you may not see it on Facebook is because of all the algorithms that are tied behind Facebook and what you look at and what you enjoy. I have not figured out how to make that come up every day for me, other than having to go out and look at it and see what's been posted. I want to learn. I'm with you. It may be an underutilized asset. But what I want to do is I want to learn how many clicks, dots, you know, how long are they staying, you know, how many times it's being forwarded and shared and all of those things, and then back that into the advertising speak of impressions.
Right.
How many impressions are we getting for our dollar? Because that's where it's really gonna make sense.
And I'm looking at it now, and it is, the algorithm is off because there's a post every day.
Yeah.
So they are going out.
Yeah,
They are.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of how that's being done, because we did look at some of that data But like I said, that's more for
Need to start it.
budgeting
Yeah.
purposes and
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm digging into it.
Because I can
so-
share all that right on the spot.
Yep. So, I'm digging into that. So there is no more new business items, any old business?
It wasn't in the minutes, well, it wasn't minutes, but it was quoted in the minutes. That should say that.
The clerk?
The clerk noted that I said twice the tots. I meant tinsel the township when I brought that whole concept up. We used to do that years ago, and I'm not saying it's really necessary anymore. From discussions that I had with the administrator, she tells me every Christmas is covered, but maybe we should look at other holidays that we can help. Easter, Thanksgiving, if Christmas is covered.
Yeah, I think you guys will, our first budget hearing is, I've got some things in the works that we're gonna try to return to do. I'm just not ready to share them with you guys yet. So, we wanna make sure that I've got all my ducks in a row before we start sharing things when it comes to spending money in the township, so. We're all on the same wavelength. We wanna make sure our message is getting out and making sure that our electors have easy access to the tools available to us to help them, and to make sure that they can share the message with those that do need help that aren't getting it. So, that's all departments. I mean, it goes with the assessors, it goes with the road district too, so.
Another thing about business, and you might be a report early, you don't know. Update on the parks equipment?
Update on parks equipment, yes, there was, real quick, there was an independent inspector who came out, and he gave the boys he gave the parks department, shall I say, a couple ideas on fixing a couple items and removing a couple items. So he has given us another year of safety we need to inspect it weekly. So we'll continue to do that and monitor that. That's another budget item, is what are we gonna do about that park equipment in the future, so. Trying not to shut it down all at once. It might be piece by piece, but I just don't wanna wrap yellow tape around it and not have anything down there.
Well, I get that. We don't want anyone to get hurt either.
No, exactly.
Your report?
Proposed agenda items for the next meeting?
Sorry, I
10.
skipped that. January, nothing.
Okay.
I'm a member of a grant watch program, and I'd like to discuss that in detail next meeting. I mean,
What was it?
It's called Grant Watch. They give grants to townships. Like one of them is for the baseball fields. And I know the White Sox used to sponsor it. They did something with their fields many, many years ago. Well, the
Correct.
pro baseball to get us the money to operate our fields. So I think we should apply for those type of grants. That's all I'm saying. I have like 5 or 6, but there's no reason to go into depth right now.
Yeah, and you're right in our alley, you're right in our wheelhouse. We got something for you too.
Good.
We must be on the same wavelength.
It must be all coming
It
together.
is, it's finally coming together.
It's a good thing.
Just the highlights, so everybody is aware that the big ones on here that from the completed projects, that front stoop that had the height change has all been done. That's been completed at Whispering Hills Community Center. That was a huge safety issue that I wanted to get completed. You're aware of the hail damage that we have. We've contracted with an architect's firm to put together the bid package and manage that project for us. It's over $1 million project, and we just don't have the manpower or the expertise here. So that will come up in budget hearings also about that. I think you guys have got a copy of it. Those are the real biggies in there. General assistance, it's growing, and we're going to need to do something in the general assistance arena to make sure that everybody is getting taken care of in a timely fashion. I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying is that as it increases, we want to make sure that we can keep up with it. And then, as you see the numbers for the buses, we have totally served between our seniors and disabled through November, 2,779 different riders.
Right, and last month was down, but we had 3 days that were no work days.
Yeah.
So it wasn't down by much, considering there were 3 days inoperable.
Still nice to hear it being utilized and going on.
Gary, if I may,
Yeah.
getting back to general assistance, me and Debbie did briefly discuss this yesterday. Emergency assistance, we've used 66,000 of the 100,000 we appropriated for it.
Yes.
It's something we might want to consider down the road when we hit the $100,000. Are we going to cut off emergency assistance, or what are we going to do?
I'll have to look into that.
Say that again.
If we bounce up against the budget of $100,000 for EA, meaning that
We can
before
continue with
the
it,
end
we
of
can
March, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna terminate EA, or are we?
Well, if
going
we
to-
were to go through, I don't think that we will. Our highest month hasn't been more than 10,000, so I think we'll be fine. But if that does happen, it is, there is a process to do that if we need to amend the budget. If you guys decide you want to continue it, or we could
It plays
just
out
stop.
4 months left, right?
You have December, yeah.
All right, so
December,
we only have
January, February,
$32,000 left. That's why I'm even bringing it up.
But I
Well,
think
there's more than that.
I think we
I
discussed
think
it
we
at
had
a
another
meeting
2,000
prior.
for this month.
Yeah, I thought we discussed it at a meeting prior, and that we thought that things were gonna be okay through this budget.
I
so
think
just
we
keep
will be,
monitoring.
it's gonna be tight. It's
Yeah.
gonna be tight. I thought we budgeted 150,000, but I don't know why it's 100. I obviously missed that,
Right.
but,
Yeah,
I
the
think
only-
we'll get through
The
it.
only reason I'm bringing it up is I don't want to wait the last minute to make that decision.
Well, and I am able to do 10% line item
Correct.
transfers, so if that's gonna cover it, then you don't have to amend the budget. There's a couple options we can do. I'm keeping an eye on it, so. If I spend another 2,000 this month, we should be fine. And with the holiday and everything, I don't think we'll even go through all that. I do have 5 open cases right now, and I just completed 6, so. It's possible.
It's hard to tell where the current economy is gonna take people, so as long as we're monitoring it, and I know.
Right.
We're monitoring.
I know
And we have options, so it's not like we don't.
We talk about it almost on a daily basis, at least 4 times a week. I'll come in and we'll sit down, and I'm always asking about GA and EA to make sure that we're on track and that's getting taken care of. That's one of my personal checklist items, so. She hates it, but
I
it
have
is what
every
I do.
confidence that you guys are doing what needs to be done.
I keep turning my, back to you guys. Anything for this end of the table?
That's all.
No, sir.
No, sir? Good. Any questions from the assessor's report? There was one in there, I remember.
Yeah, the assessor did have a report. If you have any questions, email her or call her. Set up a meeting, whatever. She's willing to work with anybody at any time.
Yep.
Except for tonight, she was busy.
Yeah. And then, anything
Same with
special from
Jim.
the road group? Yeah, same with Jim.
Same with Jim.
Right.
His report was in there.
Any other board comments?
Keep up
Do
the
we
good
need to
work.
Remember the executive session.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do we need an executive session to discuss what transpired, or no?
No, I don't think so.
Prefer not.
That's whatever, I'm fine with whatever everybody
I
wants
don't
to do.
think, not this evening.
Right. Gary will keep fill us in tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll fill you guys in. So with no executive session, and I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Oh,
Oh,
Maybe
member
your
comments.
questions out in the public.
If you don't mind staying a second or two after, I did sign for public comment.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, then I asked for it at the beginning.
You just,
yeah, you jumped right over that, man.
if you don't
No,
mind.
no, go
I
right
haven't
ahead.
gotten the official cards. Most of you know me. I am Carl Kaminsky, your newest employee on the county board. The committees that we decided that I'm going to be on is transportation, planning, development, and Valley High. I haven't gotten the official card, but this does have my phone number on it. And
Transportation.
I'm here to work for you.
Transportation Valley High and.
Planning and development.
I don't, I got you.
I got you.
I can't do my job unless, you know, I know what you guys, so help me help you. And it, you know, you all heard me talk, it's high time that we start bringing them back to you. You are the valuable part of the government, because you're closest to the folks. And so anything that, yes, I understand that municipalities, county doesn't have a whole lot to do with them, pretty much, but in the outlying areas, you guys have a big territory outside of, you know, municipalities.
Yeah.
So things are going on, and I don't have all the answers, don't know them, but I've come over the 8 years to know that there's a wealth of talent there at the county that knows the ins and outs and how to get things done. And so if I can help answer questions or get info, that's what I'm here to do, to work for you guys.
Okay, that's great. I will share with you, and I'm sure the board will echo the sentiment with me, that we're going to focus on our transportation program in 2023. So I'm sure we'll be in touch.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, I'm trying to make a commitment to be more, to participate more in the meetings over there. I made one, I didn't make them all, so.
And, you know, and there is good, you know, places
transportation
to drink after the meetings. They will get a bit dry, but.
I don't know about that, but there's not enough time in the day is the only thing that I'm beginning to learn. So.
Absolutely, but we've decreased the amount of members on the board, so the work hasn't diminished. So we're going to be doing a lot more work.
Certainly. My door's always open. I know that I'll speak for my board. Call them. They would be more than happy to talk to you.
And vice versa, you know. Today, one of the primary projects, Pam says, your Johnsburg, that bridge. It's high time that it gets taken care of.
Yeah.
So I've already gotten a call in to the transportation director at the county. After I talk with him, I'll get with
Jen.
Claudette and, help me out here. Vinny. You know, to see where they're, you know, this is absurd. I think it was in the summer or last year that we approved the $500,000 for the engineering study. Okay, I haven't seen anybody around there. You know, how long we gotta wait, and what we wanna do, wait till somebody gets in an accident there in the wintertime, because you're,
Right, it's so tiny.
you know, coming down a hill. So that's gonna be my first pet project.
And if you have any messaging that you want pushed out to the community, please let us
Yes,
know.
please.
Oh.
We'll put it on our website, and we'll use our Facebook page
Yes.
also
Absolutely.
to help share that message.
Yeah, you know, communication, we gotta keep it open.
Yeah, it's not a very well communicated message of whose road it even is.
Yeah.
And so that's part of the education process.
And it's an important road, because how do you go east or west or north or south, however you want to call it, without hitting Mchenry or heading up to 173, unless you're local folks like us, and we know how to weasel all the back roads.
Yeah, that's a very heavily traveled arterial road, and it is amazing how many cars it carries a day. I think it's more than pre-COVID now.
Yeah, and there's a, you know, a few that I found as I've been banging on doors are kind of upset is, wait a minute, we closed it to put a roundabout, we closed it to bring it to 31, how come that wasn't taken care of during that time? Or was that an oops, somebody goofed type of affair? But, you know, let's get it done right.
Absolutely.
And I'm willing to work with you guys, or, hey, guys, help, I need some voices over here. All right, that's it.
No, you're good. You're good, Carl. Thank you, Carl. I appreciate
No
it.
problem.
Thank you.
Motion for adjournment?
I'll motion to adjourn.
Trustee Benedict.
Second.
Trustee Shaver. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Vote passes. We're closed at whatever o'clock.
7:39.
7:30.
God, teach the county how to run board meetings like that.
One of the township trustees from Richmond to the north was here last meeting. He goes, holy smokes, you guys covered a lot in a short period of time. No, we're pretty good.
Yeah, Mike does a good deal, except when you get to November and budget. That'll go on.
The only thing you guys didn't talk about, are we gonna just do that via email about the budget workshops? I just remembered, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we'll email them out.
Yeah, okay. Because it's gonna have to be after hours.
Yeah.
Well, I got to
I was just curious.
Oh, okay.
Do they need to get that scheduled?
Got a remote? Ah.
Yeah, we'll do that
So
next
much
week.
on my schedule, Wednesdays are not good.
Monday. We
Yeah.
have to, what days are, yeah, we'll have to,
I cannot do Wednesdays.
Everybody have a good holiday.
You do the same thing, Scott.
Merry Christmas.
Christmas, everybody.
before you run off,
Merry Christmas.
can we stop for a second?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Oh, only if he has pictures to show.
Speaking of pictures, do you guys all want me to take your pictures?
Yes, I did not do this for
That's the only
nothing.
way
Did
to.
we get one of the whole board?
I got one the whole board,
That's what I want.
except for Jim. Jim was not in it.
Is it?
I don't care about Jim and Mary at this point, because they already have their thing up on there, so I'm not,
Yeah, yeah, I got a picture of the board.
they're not really the board anyway, so.
Do we need the individual pictures?
Huh?
The individual pictures are not on the website, are they?
But they need to be, they need to be there so that people know who we are,
Let's do that.
what we're about, so yes.
Let's do it.
Have a Merry Christmas. You too, Carl.
All right.
See you around.
And then,
John?
okay, you guys
You
do
too.
that. You're all beautiful.
I'm not running away, I just want to get him before he gets his card.
There you go. Have a Merry Christmas.
It's very.
You too, man.